Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Mailbox Power Mastermind call that happens every single Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Mountain, 10 Central, 11 Eastern. So it is still morning, so I can say good morning. Although if you're in Japan or that, actually, I think in Japan it is morning, but it's like just after midnight or something, or
yes.
just before midnight. So if Josh. Yeah.
Josh.
I'm like, if Josh is watching, he's watching the replay anyways, but it could be not morning there.
Wait, are we in other countries?
Yes.
We are, well, Josh is a US citizen, but he's living in Japan. So yes, Irma, that is a great question. The answer is no, you can't be an affiliate unless you're in the US or Canada, but there's a caveat to that. People like myself that are military, that are stationed overseas and have a US Social Security number, guess what? They're a US citizen. They just may not be living in the US. And guess what? They could be an affiliate, which means you could have a global business.
But we can still only ship in US from you.
No, you can ship anywhere in the world, Irma.
No, I mean with the same postage. I know I could ship anywhere, and I have. But if I ship to Hong Kong, I'm going to pay for shipping from USA to Hong Kong. We don't have a distribution anywhere else.
No, we don't have a distribution anywhere else currently, but stay tuned. Irma, you were there, weren't you? No. Were you at the ribbon cutting? You weren't. Oh, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Going to have there are plans for another distribution center before the end of 2025, I believe.
Oh.
Yes. So stay tuned. So we are working on that model. We're going to keep ourselves in the States for right now, but we're going to take care of our East Coast people is what it is. So that shipping is less time. But yes, they are working on that model. But to be honest with you, Irma, I have talked to people that live in other countries, like Kathy's in Canada, and I've talked to I don't remember if it was somebody in Australia. There was another country, it might have been Germany, that I was talking to when they were looking at the shipping, and actually shipping within their country is as much, if not more, than us shipping from the US to there.
Oh, you're kidding.
Nope, I'm not. And even if shipping is a little bit more, their card prices are ridiculous. I've heard in Germany, and this was before our cards got up to like $7 to $8 a piece, when our cards were easily $2 and $3 at Hallmark and that and under, and at Walmart they were like $8 there. So it doesn't matter if it's more in shipping. So don't limit yourself to the US, because if you were to start bringing on affiliates that are US citizens living in other countries, you have already laid the groundwork for if and when Mailbox Power goes international, that you already have distribution points outside of the US. So you can get ahead of the curve. I looked at a birthday card. Whoops, the chat just went away. Hold on, let me pull that chat up.
$9.99 at Walmart.
Yeah, this weekend, yes. There are cards that are over $10 now at Walmart and Hallmark, yes.
Target,
they are. So if you're catching this on YouTube and watching a replay of this and you are not currently a Mailbox Power affiliate, please reach out to Michael and I. Go to michaelandbrenda.com. That's michaelandbrenda.com. If you are not currently a Mailbox Power customer or affiliate and would like to learn more, please contact us, because we would love to save you money on your cards and gifts. But yes, that's a great point, Irma. Many people have asked that in the chat, and it comes back as we're only in the US and Canada. But caveat, anybody that has a US Social Security number or a Canadian, not an EIN, I can't remember what it's called in Canada. If they have one of those two numbers, doesn't matter where in the world they live, they can be an affiliate. And anybody, anywhere in the world can be a customer.
Yeah.
So with that, we forgot to start off with wins because we had a great question from Irma. So we're going to start with wins. Anybody have any wins for the week for Mailbox Power that they would like to share? Lulu.
Yeah, so I think I told you guys last time I was on that I did one of my affiliates and customers did reactivate, so that was good. And yeah, and was hoping he'd be on the call this morning, but you know, just the point is stay in touch with people. And then I also want to say that I got another customer on the executive plan, and you know, it goes back to mindset. You know, sometimes we think that the executive plan is so expensive. When I showed her what she got for her money and what she could do, and we didn't even scratch the surface, and they're paying for leads. She didn't tell me exactly how much they're paying, but she's like, that's it? Like, that's it? And I can hone them in and I can get the addresses and all that. Like, we're not getting all that information.
Yeah.
So
what
I just thought,
industry is it, Lulu?
so they do, they find tax credits for research and development startups.
Yep. So that's a great one to use, the list builder, because you can find businesses
By zip code.
and you can find home-based businesses too, which a lot of that's that tax credit, but generally people who are doing that are also doing the self-employment tax in that. So that's another avenue. But I would ask, she's already signed up. So I would say, you know, I love to have these numbers so that when I'm out meeting with people, I can share what people are paying per lead in other systems, because I'm not familiar with all the systems out there. Would you mind sharing with me what you're currently paying or what you were paying and what you get for that?
Yes, I had already decided that I was going to ask her that. We're meeting on, I think it's Wednesday, and
Awesome.
yeah. So you
What
just
do you
never
tell
know.
them? What do you tell them that we pay per lead? Because it depends on how many, right? Or something?
No, it's always 10
Oh,
cents a lead or
10
less, or
cents,
20
yeah.
cents a lead or less if it's a business that you're looking for.
Okay.
Irma.
Pay attention, Irma.
There's been several calls. There are several videos out there. Most businesses are paying, I think on the low end, $15 a lead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
On the low end.
On the low end. And they're not always qualified. I mean,
Wait a
you
minute,
know,
let me
look,
see
there's
if I
going to
can-
be a certain amount of,
I might be able to find that.
but that I showed her, we did a mock list, and that she could get the name of whoever is the principal or the owner or whatever, and that we can get the mailing address, and that she only has to purchase it one time and then she owns it. She was just astonished.
Yeah, I'm looking. You want to know what? I'm going to share my screen.
Even if it's 20 cents a lead. Goodness
Yeah.
gracious, that's like, she's like, wait a minute, you know what?
All right.
That's it?
So you should be able to see my screen.
Yep.
But I'm just, because I can't find it. Cost per lead by industry. Average, there it is. Here we go. Automotive, $283. E-commerce, $91.
Wait a minute, not per
Per
lead.
lead. Yes, Irma, per lead. Real estate agents, if they're using Zillow, are paying like $1,000 a lead. I teach real estate agents. It's been a while, but one of my last classes, somebody in the class chimed in and said she spends over $1,000 a lead. A single lead.
Oh my gosh.
And she thought I was
We
going
are
to tell her.
missing out by not talking about this.
Boy, you're not kidding.
She thought it was going to be $1,000 a month just for the platform.
Here we go. Those are business to business. Here's business to business. Let me see. 6 more. Where is, it might have been, is it this one? No. Company size. IT. So here you go. On retail, they're spending $34 a lead, $45 a lead for telecom. And when was this? This was back, this is July, so this is fairly recent. But look, $34, $55 if you're in education. Marketing agencies, that's us. That's us. $99 average per lead.
Yikes.
Yes, we are missing out by not talking about the marketing capabilities of Mailbox Power and our lead generation tool.
Wow.
Brian.
So there's a lot of insurance agents in the final expense space where it's just low, small whole life insurance policies they sell. And they're always, where do I get leads? Where do I get leads? Where do I get leads? And they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars per month on leads from lead vendors and stuff like that. So but they also, what they send out are kind of return postcards, so then someone fills out the card, they send it back. So they have a name and address to go to, knock on doors and whatever. How do I let them know that this is a much better space or tool to use than something like that?
That's a great question, Brian. So this is me, and you've posed this and I'm just hearing it for the first time. So this is off the cuff. If I'm sitting in front of an insurance agent that's going after final cost, I'd say to them, you said you're spending a bunch per lead. How much exactly are you paying per lead? And what is your conversion rate on those leads? Okay. So they might tell me, give me a number, Brian. I don't know if you've heard a number.
I haven't, because I'm really not in that space, but I'm always seeing people post, where do I get leads? Where do I get leads? Where do I get leads?
So let's say, you're having a conversation with them, whether it be on Facebook Messenger, or you ask them, you say, hey, I'd love to get some more information because I may or may not have a system that would be better than what you're doing. But until we have a conversation, I can't tell you whether the system's going to be better or not. And then get on a conversation, and I'm just going to throw out numbers because I have no clue. It's $100 a lead for marketing. Healthcare and medical is $162. I'm looking at these. So let's say it's $100 a lead. And they say it's a 50-50 chance, which means really if they close 50% of them, it's really $200. But I think when they say average cost per lead, that's based on after closing, I believe. But I don't know that. Average cost varies according to the data. Maybe not. I'd have to do a little bit more reading. But anyways, they spend $100. I know this person that does about $1,000 on a real estate lead. It's a pretty solid lead. There are others that they aren't. So let's say they say 100, and they've got every 2 people they meet with, they close one. So that costs $200 for them. Okay. Well, what if, and that's just for one. Okay. So for $200, you've got Mailbox Power. So that's just finding one lead a month. And then what if I told you that you could go find leads, qualified leads based on demographics, and they were 10 cents a lead because you're looking for individuals. So now at 10 cents a lead plus the postcard, which is now 73 cents, you're talking about 83 cents a lead. So I'm going to do some math real quick here. Let me pull up. Oh, just use my phone. Okay. So $200 divided by 73 cents. He could send 274 postcards. Well, what if he only got a 10% closing rate on that versus a 50%? That means he'd have 27 new clients for the same price as one. What if it's only 5% and he gets 15-ish, 14, 15 clients? Those are the types of conversations I would have. Now, granted, I know a few of you are like, how did you do that so fast? Math in your head. You have to practice. And the only way you can get practice is to ask people to meet with them and say, I'm experimenting with this. We've had this tool for a while and I've heard of other people using it and they're having great results. And I just, I've always used it for nurturing my current, or teaching people to use it to nurture their current client base or their circle of influence. And I really want to tap into this marketing space, and I need 10 people. Get up in front of a BNI or whatever. I need 10 people to meet with me because I'm testing out our marketing program. And I would love 10 people that would give me the time to tell me what they're currently doing, and let's compare so that I know whether this is something that I should be telling you all about, or just keep talking to you about nurturing your current client base. But what if you're already nurturing your current client base? These could be current clients. You're already nurturing your current client base, but what if you also use this tool for marketing to increase your client base? I want to get those numbers so that I can help you and other customers to potentially take advantage of the full system instead of just a small portion of what our system does. Does that make sense? And that was way off the cuff.
1000% sense. Yep.
Okay.
And I can I just add one quick
Yes.
thing? So we have that capability, and then if you pay that with the dynamic QR code, they don't have to bother with a return thing, and maybe the people are going to fill
Yep.
it out, or they're going to lose it, or spill coffee on it, or the post office won't deliver it, or whatever. You put a dynamic QR code, fill this, click here and fill this out for more information, or whatever it is. Now, you tell people that.
Yep. People spend close to $1,000 a month just for those type of analytics, just for that dynamic QR code type software by itself with nothing else. And we are missing out. And I'll be the first one to raise my hand. I need to learn better language. I need to get better at that. And so, because when they came out with the list builder and everything, and we have the unlimited free postcards, I've talked a lot about that, but I need to get better. And I'll be the first to admit, I need to get better at, once they've done it for a couple of months, if that's all they're using it for, some people would be like, oh, I'm throwing money away, I quit. We all know that marketing takes a minimum of 4 to 6 months to work. You have to invest for 4 to 6 months to get results. Yes, sometimes we can get results immediately for businesses, but not always. And we need to be better at our language. Like I was just saying with Brian, is when they come back to us and say, I'm wasting money, wait a minute, let's look at this. How much have you spent in the 4 months? And what is the average cost to lead in your industry? Okay, the average cost to lead in your industry is $50. And you spent $600 with Mailbox Power. Do you realize you could have only gotten 12 leads and we've been mailing out how many postcards every single month? We have to put it back into perspective for the client, because let's face it, we live in a world right now where finances are tight. And people are trying to find ways to cut corners. And they're not, especially on the marketing side, unless they are leading edge real estate insurance. Like I have one mortgage person that when the industry went crazy and people were leaving the industry because interest rates went so high and they weren't having closings and people were going months and months without closing, instead of her cutting her expenses, she doubled and tripled her marketing expenses, because she's like, this is the time to stand out and show that you are different than everybody else. So yeah, I'm processing this in my head right now. I was talking to Janine Sasso, is that how you say it, Lulu? I'm sorry, I'm probably slaughtering your name, Janine. Anyways, I was talking to her about it when we were at the open house, because this is one of the questions I brought up to Brad is, I get them to see the value when they start using it for marketing, but if they're not using it for nurturing too, because they're all about just marketing and they don't understand the nurturing side of it, sometimes they fall off. So how do we retain those type of clients? Well, we really need to get good at our numbers and ask them about their numbers, because it doesn't matter how good our numbers are unless we can compare them to what they were doing before. If they were doing nothing, yes, they're going to feel like they're wasting money. If they were doing something before, we just need to reframe it to them to say, okay, wait a minute. You told me when you signed up that you had been in this magazine for a year and had been spending whatever it was, $200 a month or $400 a month in this magazine, and you got one client out of it in a whole year. We've only spent $600. We've only spent $1,000, whatever that is. That's only 5 months of that, and you've already gained this many clients. So it is working. Because we can get wrapped up. The first 2 minutes, we can get wrapped up in, oh God, I just spent $1,000. I just spent $2,000 to do that. I don't know. Was it worth it? Because if you don't see a return right away, does that make sense? Any other
Absolutely.
wins or questions? Kimberly.
I just wanted to say a comment. You know, most people don't see things as they are. They see things as they are. And when we're able to come with them with some solid information, documentation, beats conversation,
Wow.
and show them, then we change their perception and their understanding that it is an investment. And you can't do just one thing. If you have clients, you got to nurture them. If you want to find new ones, you got to do lead generation. You've got to do both. And you've got to do it in such a consistent, persistent way that you do stand out in the industry.
Amen to that, Kimberly.
Yep.
I say to people, I've had quite a few clients, one recently, that is like, wants to do a one and done postcard, and they're convinced that if they send one and the family is interested, they will buy. And if they're not, then there's no reason to send a second, third, or fourth one.
Was
It
she
doesn't
ever,
work
did
that
she ever
way.
get a postcard and make a purchasing decision?
Yeah. So, you know, it's framing it in their, we've got to reframe it to them, not us. The
Can you
more,
remind me, oh, I'm sorry.
yep. Go ahead.
Can you remind me again if, like, I have a hairdresser sending out cards to people that just moved?
Uh-huh.
Those addresses are guaranteed for how long? Like,
Uh,
I mean, is it like 80%? Not how long, but correct addresses with the
so
names?
they say 90%. I never tell a client it's 90%. I say 70 to 80%.
Okay.
Because the reason why I say that is the addresses may be correct, but the post office doesn't get it to them, even if it's a correct. I've had packages, birthday cards with brownies and that come back to me, and it's a
Yeah.
right address. I reach out to
Yeah.
the person and verify. So I never want to tell them 90% because then if the returns come back higher than 10%, they get frustrated. They're going to get frustrated even with a 10% or a 5% return. Oh my God, look at how many I'm getting back. If you remember, I had a personal injury attorney that sent out, it was probably 2 years ago now, or a year and a half ago. He sent out 12,000 postcards and he wanted to shut everything off because they were getting a ton of postcards back. And all said and done, when we got done, we might have gotten 700 postcards back. Well, out of 12,000,
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah.
no, it's not. 10% would have been 1,200. So again, you gotta put it in perspective. People freak out when they're getting 5 of them back, 10 of them back. I've had people, oh, I got 4 back. I need to turn this off because obviously it's not working. No, it's working. You will have returns. But even if you had a 50% return rate, I'm going to go back to Brian's example. Even if you had a 50% return rate, think about it. You're spending 10 cents a lead plus 73 cents. So you're spending 83 cents. We're gonna round it up to 85 to make math easy. So it's $1.70 per lead if only half of them are good. If only half are good, it's $1.70. If only 25% are good, it's $3.40. $3.40 versus $34 for retail. We're like 1/10 the cost.
Right.
And that's how we have to frame it. If we don't frame it that way, they get frustrated.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Any last comments? Because I see we're at the bottom of the hour. I know I was going to talk about earning affiliate commissions on this call, and we did not. We've had a great call. I think this was an amazing call, and I didn't want to stop the conversation because I think this is truly valuable. And so we will table that. And next Monday, I'm not going to let us get off topic, and we're going to go to how to make money with Mailbox Power and using that calculator, the spreadsheet that Mike and I developed. There's a couple of spreadsheets. And we'll talk more about that. So if you're watching the replay and you were really hoping to learn how to make money with Mailbox Power, we did talk about it today. We just didn't talk about how much you make commission wise on the memberships. So I think this was a great call of how to make money with Mailbox Power. This is the meat. And we'll talk more about the money next week. Lulu.
Quick question. Can you, do you still have those graphics, cost per lead? Do you still have them up?
Just go search Google. Because
cost per lead?
this one was from Select Hub, but I know there's other ones out there and I need to find it. Go search the affiliate group because I know that Ian, I think it was, posted it. And in the video about our mailing list builder, there's a video out there that we have. It's out on Vimeo, I believe, that talks about our mailing list, and it talks about the cost per lead, and the chart
Okay.
is in that video also. And those numbers are always changing. So go Google, if you want to learn, go Google cost per lead, average cost per lead by industry. Or if you're only looking at healthcare, or you're only looking at insurance and real estate, then search average cost per lead for whatever it is industry prior to meeting with your potential client. So when you have a meeting set up with somebody and you know they're in concrete or landscape or whatever it is, even if they don't want in the conversation to talk about lead generation and marketing, they just want to talk about nurturing, I would still go do the research in case that conversation comes up. If it doesn't, it's in your back pocket for after they start nurturing to say, hey, you've been having great results with this, and we do have a marketing side of our platform, and I think you would greatly benefit from it. Do you want to expand your business? Do you want more clients? Let's take a look at that and see what we can do to help you beef up your client base or your appointments. Kimberly.
I just want to close with a win. I just wrapped up my Women Entrepreneurs of America conference in Cleveland, Ohio, and I did my own swag bags. And because of the Mailbox Power goodies I was able to use, I know just from the little bit of feedback I got, because I was chairing, so I couldn't really go into networking because I was chairing, but just from the feedback I got, I am memorable, and they will be contacting me.
Yay!
You're memorable anyway, but yeah.
Yes, she is. She is. She is. So with that, I hope you all have an awesome week, and we will see you next Monday to talk about the money side, not the conversation with the potential client or your current clients, but the money side and how you can beef up your check.
Show me the money.
Show me as Steve Schultz would say, show me the money. Sometimes it is about the money. So I will see you next Monday for the money discussion.
Yoo-hoo. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.